Berlin has a bumpy road ahead. Events appear to have overtaken the German government. Its popularity is at an unprecedented low, and it seems to have lost direction. For the last 8 months, Angela Merkel's Christian Democrats have been heading up a coalition with its Bavarian sister party, the Christian Social Union, and the pro-business Free Democrats. Public expectations were high, but the partnership now seems on the rocks.
It's not unusual for a newlywed couple to argue. It happens all the time. But when they start throwing saws, kitchen knives and drills out of their apartment window, things start to get dangerous, because there could be a lot of people under that window.
Or indeed an entire nation. People want to know they can rely on their leaders to show the way.
This explains why over 90% of the population feels disappointed. That's exceptionally high. People thought that these two coalition partners would get along famously because they shared the same objectives. The leadership simply didn't expect all this controversy.
Controversy the government is tackling with an unpopular €80 billion austerity package. The financing of this ambitious programme has divided the coalition. Within the FDP, many are concerned that the party is being asked to throw out many of its basic principles.
The common ground laid out in the coalition agreement is a solid basis, but the coalition partners need to learn to sing from the same hymn sheet, and they'll start making a better impression.
But that's easier said than done. While the CDU's suggestions include a wealth tax, the FDP are still set on delivering tax cuts.
In my personal opinion, if we can find hundreds of billions of euros overnight to bail out Greece and the banks, then it should be equally possible to cut 14 billion euros of public spending, since it is a relatively small amount. It's a question of priorities, and in my opinion, the German people should be our #1 priority.
Some people still haven't understood that this is no time for painting the situation in a good light. We need to be able to face the facts. The crisis has brought with it a number of serious challenges, and it's no longer possible to keep every promise that's ever been made.
With the coalition partners squabbling, the mood in the Chancellery is tense, and the public isn't feeling too upbeat either. Pollster Richard Hilmer says he's never seen the popularity of a government elected with such a clear majority drop so fast.
The government made waves with its very first move by lowering value-added tax on hotel rooms. A lot of people saw that as pandering to a certain clientele. That alone wouldn't have been problematic had the basic tenor of the austerity package looked completely different. But in the public's opinion, it does have a certain bias. Over 80% say it's not fairly balanced. Many feel that high earners are getting off lightly because the top income tax rate hasn't been hiked, which was something even leading figures within the CDU were calling for.
Another sore point with the government is the issue of the presidency. Not only is Joachim Gauck, the candidate put forward by the opposition Social Democrats and Greens, more popular than Angela Merkel's candidate, Christian Wulff, he also enjoys some backing within her own ranks. Gauck's election would be a serious blow to the government. Nevertheless, the coalition is making efforts to present a united front. FDP leader Guido Westerwelle has made a point of backing Wulff as his party's nominee, even though some members have come out in favour of Gauck. The president will be elected at the end of June. Meanwhile, Wulff is polishing his presidential persona, emphasising the harmonious state of the coalition he leads as state premier of Lower Saxony, precisely the sort of harmony currently so lacking in Berlin.
The CDU and FDP have been working well together in coalition in Lower Saxony for a number of years. Trust and mutual respect are very important, and the politicians have set a good example there, but occasionally not the best example. On that front, there's still a lot to do and more to be achieved.
But Germans have other things on their minds. They might not be feeling optimistic about politics, but they are about their chances in the World Cup.